Hello Libra, and welcome to your February 2025 tarot card reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with an oracle card. What is it that Libra needs to know for February? Okay, we have a card that says nothing will come of this situation. So there may be some kind of particular path or issue or project or something that you've been working on or you've been thinking about or something along those lines. And this is kind of saying probably it's better to focus on other things. Okay, this probably does not come as a surprise though, because I suspect intuitively you probably already know that this is not going anywhere. Probably because you haven't seen any type of results that are promising, or you haven't received the feedback that is encouraging in any way. And maybe it's already fizzling out as it is, and you've known for a while that it's probably time to walk away. This does seem like your omen or sign, if you will, for that to happen. Again, it's probably something that you've intuitively been thinking, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything like that. I think in your heart of hearts, you've probably already given up to some degree. And this is just probably the month where it's time to turn around and start moving in a new direction. We have truth transcends illusion. And I'm wondering if maybe you had been hanging on to something because maybe there was something like an illusion that you were, maybe attached to or something like that. But maybe the reason nothing will come of this situation is because you finally come to some type of truth about something. And it's not always easy to do that. It's not always easy to sink into that acceptance. But I think this is the month to do it. We have a lot going on, especially for you, Libra, with Venus, your ruling planet, coming into Aries, which is the sign opposite of you, and retrograding. Okay, so Venus is actually going to be retrograding technically on March 1st, but for the whole of February, she will be in her pre-shadow phase. So we are definitely going to feel whatever challenges, whatever, I don't know that it's necessarily going to be challenges, but there does seem to be some kind of a turnaround energy. So we have that going on. We also have Jupiter retrograde stationing direct on February 4th. So right out of the gate, Jupiter is turning around. And then later in the month, we have Mars, which will station direct on February 23rd. So it's just kind of an interesting month, and this is probably the time where you do kind of say to yourself, all right, it's time to move on. All right, let's see what else comes through though. This really does speak to a lot of the Piscean energy though. As much as we have the other things going on, and those are also very important and relevant, the Pisces energy, specifically the North Node conjunct Neptune, that seems to be really where a lot of this is coming from. There does seem to be loss, surrender, sacrifice, that kind of thing. And it does seem like you're being asked to kind of sacrifice an idea or a path of some sort. Okay? I really like the blue, actually. This is a very colorful three cards we've got here. A lot of blue, a lot of yellow, a lot of orange and reds. The reason why I'm saying that is because it speaks to a lot of the chakra alignment, okay? And I like the blue a lot because it really speaks to truth, and I think that's really what this is all about, right? Truth transcends illusion with that dragonfly spirit. So, first of all, the Three of Cups, it's kind of a love-hate relationship with that card, okay? Because on one hand, really great friends, social activity, there's laughter and joy, there's a lot of emotional support, celebration, kind of celebrating completion or bringing things to harvest or whatever. But on the other side of that Three of Cups, there could also be some rumors or some kind of frenemy kind of relationships. Feels like a very small circle, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So you want to be careful. Specifically, I'm going to say like of rumors or gossip. That's the one thing that I would say be very, very careful about. And you're going to want to watch yourself. You're going to want to watch what other people say. And I really don't think you should get involved in any kind of loose-lipped kind of situation. All right. This is absolutely a time to control and keep your composure and to not engage in that type of activity. Now, again, I do really like the positive with the Three of Cups. Obviously, there's a lot of really, really great stuff that comes through there. So we're not negating that in any way, shape, or form. I just want you to be a little bit careful of who you kind of let your hair down around, right? If you've got a really solid circle of people that you can trust and they're valid and you've been together for a really long time, great, no problem. But if there are new people coming in and you're still kind of sussing out this, kind of vetting people and kind of trying to see like what are their motives and things like that, this is going to be a time to be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more careful. I look at the King of Wands, Queen of Wands. I mean, I like the pairing. I like the compatibility. I like the shared passion. And I like the similarities. But one thing I struggle with is that they're not looking at each other. And I'm wondering, again, Venus coming into Aries and retrograding in the 7th house can certainly bring a lot of relational issues. Does not have to be romantic, but it certainly could be. But it could be employer-employee. It could be service provider-client, that kind of thing. A lot of different kind of one-on-one kind of relationships can be accentuated here. And whatever type of relationship this is, there does seem to be some kind of a divergence going on. One person is looking one way, the other person is looking another way. Now, it might be that the two of you have maybe different goals right now or different short-term goals. Maybe there are things that the two of you just really need to do independently on your own right now. Maybe there are things that you just simply don't agree on. I don't know that this is really, like, again, the bond between a king and queen of the same suit is so strong. So I don't know that this signifies any kind of a massive split or breaking away or anything like that. We'll see what the rest of the reading has to say. But it does seem, right, nothing will come of this situation. It does really seem like you're just on different pages right now. And I don't know that it's worth fighting to get on the same page, simply because I don't think either of you really want to, right? The King of Wands wants to be on his page. The Queen of Wands wants to be on her page. And neither page is right. Neither page is better. They're just simply different. And I think right now there just has to be an acceptance of differences. See, that's the thing with even though it's Venus retrograde, we have to remember that it is happening in Aries. Aries is a highly independent zodiac sign. It is independent and self-reliant, and it's not kind of an enmeshment type of sign. Okay, this is not a time where we enmesh with people. So we're each going to have to go down independent tracks right now. I'm not saying it can't be, like let's say if it's with a spouse, you can still stay married and still kind of do some different things, right? There just need to be independent tracks right now. I don't know what the role of this is. This seems out of place. It kind of looks like the King of Wands would rather be at the Three of Cups. I don't really understand that. Maybe they're just being a little bit more social right now. I'm not sure. Let me see what comes out around it, and then of course we'll clarify it later on like we always do, but I'm not really sure. It doesn't really feel like it's a part of the story all that much. Okay, beautiful. All right, Two of Cups. Well, obviously the Two of Cups is great for, at minimum, communication. And this is what I mean. Like, I don't see a huge divergence here in terms of like complete separation. It's just let's agree to disagree type of stuff. All right. Two of Cups suggests kind of a merging of the heart, a merging of the mind. Two people who are, very distinct individuals who have distinct and individualistic ideas and approaches to life come together and meet in the middle here. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean compromise, and I don't really like the notion of compromise right now, because there's the suggestion that each party needs to kind of minimize or decrease their expectations or whatever their standards. And I don't really see that. What I see here is an ultimate win-win on both sides, meaning if the two of you feel like you have to compromise, my recommendation is rather to just wait until a solution that satisfies and excites both of you comes to fruition, and then you can move forward with that. There may be a little bit of stagnation there, but I think for the most part, there will be a solution that the two of you will be very, very happy with. Because again, nothing will come of this situation. There does seem to be something that the two of you really cannot merge on. And yet later on, there seems to be either something completely different or a completely different solution or whatever that's so much better and such a better fit. This is not a time to try to force a square peg into a round hole, because if you try to do that, both of you or all of you, whoever is involved, are absolutely going to be disappointed. There might be regrets. And I don't think there's any point in putting yourself through that. That's a total waste, in my opinion. And I look at the Seven of Cups, there does seem to be kind of a fogginess or a haze. This card is to be expected. This card was pretty prominent in the January readings as well, simply because we have the North Node coming into that conjunction with Neptune. So it really does cause this haziness here, and it causes a little bit of a disruption. To me, I'm seeing contrast or conflict between the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups, because the Two of Cups feels like two people totally on board. Total clarity, beautiful communication, right? Very symbiotic. Then we have the Seven of Cups, which feels like all of a sudden now there's confusion. Okay, so we don't, and maybe that has, I'm not, like that Three of Cups, it always kind of comes with something, and I don't always know exactly what it is, but I'm wondering if that's what's going on here, is that with all your efforts to be clear and have this Two of Cups moment, there does seem to be external forces that really cause problems, okay? Other people's ideas, other people's opinions, whatever, that kind of come in and try to... Now again, I don't know that anything malicious is really happening. No one's doing anything maliciously. It's just that we have to contend with external things, because if it was just the two parties involved, that would be fine. But because there are external influences, it kind of muddies everything up. The one thing, Libra, that I absolutely do not want you to do is to belittle yourself or whimper away or shrink or do anything like that. I'm looking at this Nine of Coins, and it's basically saying, Libra, you have to stand firm, you have to stand strong, you have to stand in your value, in your self-belief, in your self-respect on a continual basis, because this does feel like it's trying to, like it just feels like it's trying to mess something up, you know? And when we're already dealing with this, the nothing will come of this situation, this sometimes can be amplified, and we can tend to project a meaning onto this and say, well, oh, well, if we can't figure this out, then we maybe not be able to figure other things out, even though we have this beautiful connection, this, like, we work so well together, we make money together, we're so beautiful in a relationship together, like it's so great. Why are we letting like this one little thing come in and really impact what's going on here? I think it feels confusing for Libra, because I don't think you really understand why the Seven of Cups has to be such a big deal, but for some reason it is, and it's definitely coming from like other people, you know? And I don't know why I'm hearing this. This may or may not apply. If it doesn't apply to you, or if it doesn't resonate, you can completely disregard. But I almost feel like there's something that's almost like a violation, like violates some type of a boundary with this Seven of Cups. And I really, really don't like that, because to me, this feels very tight-knit. It feels exclusive, right? And when we start to penetrate this kind of bond or this kind of connection or something, then we can have things like doubt sort of come in. And I don't think this needs doubt. Like, we don't need more doubt here. There's no point in that. And we're trying to be in this place of truth, right? We're trying to be in this place of authenticity and realness, but there seems to be something fighting against that a little bit. This is the first reading that I'm doing that has something like this, so I'm really not sure what is going on. This may coincide with Mercury coming into Pisces, which happens on the 14th of February. That's like the very middle of the month, and we have a very middle card, and I'm wondering if that corresponds there. Okay, directly in the middle of the month, Mercury comes into Pisces, which is his place of fall. So, detriment. It's his place of detriment, which is an extremely weak place for him to be. And I think it muddies things up. I think it does. Okay, so let's see what else comes out. Libra. I feel like you're just trying to mind your own business and you're just trying to do what you do, and like there's something weird about it. Okay, this is interesting because it absolutely is like nothing will come of this situation, and this is you walking away, ultimately walking away. I think it's really hard because with this Two of Cups, there's just something unique about the Two of Cups, right? The King and Queen, the bond, but like I say, there's clearly some kind of a divergence going on. Now again, let me be clear, this may not be like a person. Okay, this might be a job that you have, or it might be a project that you've been working on. It's definitely you with a relationship with someone or something else, though. Okay, again, it could be because it's Venus, though, there might be more people involved, but if it's not a person, like if it's not a relationship, it might be something like your job or a project. Okay, just keep that in the back of your mind, because I'm like I say, I'm seeing divergence. But the compatibility is so strong, and again, the dream is so strong. 10 of Coins. To me, this is where the two of you really meet, right? It's the potential for the whole thing, the potential for the whole life, or for the whole, for all of it, all the manifestations, everything. And this is everyone's dream and everyone's goal, and for some reason, it feels like this is what's getting a bit hazy. This reading is connecting together very strangely for me. Like the cards are flowing in a really weird way, which is abnormal. Like I'm seeing these two connect with this. I'm seeing this connect with this, but this connects with this. So it's just kind of like this really weird, like kind of roundabout kind of thing, like a swirl kind of thing. And I'm wondering if there is some kind of looping, like things are kind of looping around a little bit, or things are coming back around. And maybe there were some unresolved things from the past that are now sort of resurfacing again. Again, maybe there is like a rumor that comes in and establishes doubt or something like that. Again, I'm not trying to project all this negativity here, but there is something about this reading that's just like kind of giving me an uneasy or a bit of a queasy feeling. And it's not like it's going to really affect you all that much in terms of your finances or anything like that. I think it's more just like what you thought something was is just going to turn out to not be that thing. Your relationship with that thing is going to turn out to be different than what you thought it was. And again, you realize that you have been trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And you've been trying to force something that just genuinely does not fit. And I think you're getting tired of doing that. And the more and more you put yourself in this state of self-respect and honor, and continually align yourself with this 10 of coins and say, I will not compromise myself. I will not scrimp. I will not shrink down. I'm going to stand up and confront whatever I need to confront in order to ensure that this still comes to fruition. There may be some surprises. Like there may be some people, even the Three of Cups, I feel like connects down here. Again, it's all very disjointed. And like you may realize that there are some extremely shallow relationships or shallow connections or superficial or artificial, however you want to define that. And it's going to show. Five of Coins. Now, I don't think you are going to have hardship right now, Libra. Like, I don't know that this is really financial. I'm going to be honest with you. I know that that's like usually a more materialistic card, or it could speak to your health or something like that. But I think more, to me, this looks like a card of disappointment. And it looks like a card of realizing like, oh, nothing really will come out of this. This is all I'm ever going to get. And maybe you were thinking you were going to get 10. And so you aligned yourself with 10, and maybe it's that you thought, I mean, to me, this looks like real compatibility. And it's like, oh, you thought this. Maybe this is the illusion. If I'm being, I'm sorry, I know my brain is like not connecting with this very much right now because the whole thing is just like, all over. So maybe that's what happens. Maybe it takes you a minute to be like, oh, maybe this was the illusion right here. Because again, I'm not trying to contradict myself, even though I know I am. Like it's there. It's almost like it's on paper. It's all good. On paper, everything is right. On paper, it's exactly the way it should be. But in the reality of things, it's shallow. And there is an element of shallowness this month. And I don't know why that theme particularly has come out, but it has come out full force in February. A lot of things are not as big or profound or meaningful, or they're not as important as we thought they were. And they're coming out to be like only this big when we thought they were this big, And I'm wondering if that's the Two of Cups. And I think, again, I'm wondering if you're not going to be disillusioned by this and be like, wow, I really did not think that that's what it was. I really didn't think. And so you leave. Nine of Cups, you leave, you move on. This is the card, I didn't think so at first. Again, a lot of contradiction. As this month unfolds, I suspect there's going to be a lot of back and forth. A lot of back and forth for Libra, just like how this reading went. A lot of contradictions, a lot of oppositions happening, where 1 minute you think one thing and then the next couple days you think totally the opposite thing, and back and forth and back and forth. And maybe it's like, well, I don't really know what to believe. I don't really know what to see to be true. I don't really know which direction to go, 10 of Coins, because that's always been the target. But you just didn't realize that the path to the target was getting skewed somehow. You didn't realize. Okay, so again, this divergence is probably a sign of something. I'm just wondering if it takes you a while to fully accept. But I do think at the very end, here you are, you come into truth, you finally accept the reality of something or someone, or you accept the reality or the nature of your relationship with something, and you decide, this isn't for me, it doesn't align with who I view myself to be, and you leave. Okay? All right, we're going to pull out the clarifiers. So for those of you who are new, we're going to pull out a bunch of new cards, 27 new cards, and we're going to open up each and every one of these. So 3 cards per card. And we're going to cover this in the comprehensive reading. So if you want to join me for that, the link will be in the description box in the comment thread down below. And like I say, we talk for another 25 to 30 minutes, so it's like a whole second reading. Okay, so starting with the Three of Cups, we have more cups. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, so people there. And I haven't been all that happy about the Page this month. He hasn't been coming out all that great for me. Four of Wands. Four of Coins for the King. 10 of Wands, Queen of Swords. The Devil. 5 of Wands. Temperance. Even more contradictions in there. Queen of Coins. See, I'm glad that I looped back around. I was like, okay, I think the Two of Cups actually is the illusion, because now that's a confirmation that it is. Four of Cups. Now for the Seven of Cups. Wheel of Fortune, the Sun. I had a feeling, I was like, we're going to get a good card. I was like, we're going to get a good card for that. We got two really good cards. Okay, and then we got the Magician. Beautiful. Seven of Coins. Now for the 10. Eight of Wands. Page of Swords. Knight of Coins. 3, 8, and 6. Hierophant. 9 of Cups, and last but not least, the Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. Very interesting reading, Libra. Really, really strange. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join me, you are more than welcome. Thank you so much and have a great month. I'll talk to you soon.